Hey there, fellow Folktails. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Timberborn 1.0. Episode 23. No crop goes unwatered. Once this project is done, I can figure out what flow rate I would need using a stream gauge. Once we blast a hole for the stream gauge, what flow rate I would need to set up here for droughts. Because I don't really know. The flow limit is basically the total surface area of the subterranean structure times the evaporation rate of, of water. But it's going to be easy enough to just sort of like rough calculate it. And if we get it wrong, oh well, water level goes down a little too much or up a little too much. Not a big deal. It's not a game ender. So even if the math is incorrect, it's far from catastrophic. Can you open it? I don't know what it is. You mean the throttle valve? I could let it flow unlimitedly. I don't intend to. But if I did, it would, yes, fill the river. If you wanted me to fill the river, like, because this section isn't getting irrigated, let's actually demonstrate that. Because we only have a week left of the drought, so it's not that much of a problem. So I'll do a flow rate of, this is probably too much water, but 0.4 flow rate. And maybe I'll go ham. Let's do a flow rate of 1.5, and I'll just try to keep track of it. Very obviously, the excavation hole is filling up. You can tell. And now it's going back into the river from our holding tank. And the reason it is, of course, is it does at least irrigate this section because the subterranean irrigation is not finished yet. So if you're wondering if I could fill the river from this tank, yes, obviously I can. Now, it requires a ton of water. And so the reason not to do that is the river has an incredibly bad evaporation rate compared to the subterranean river. The subterranean sections don't have a lot of surface area comparatively, right? Like, let's just a Fermi estimate, right? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 maybe tiles. The river is like 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. It like doubles the surface area, maybe even more than doubles. So yeah, intentionally filling the river back up, which is what I did as an experiment, is not a very good use of water. I mean, yes, we have the water, and I could do it. Obviously, I filled the whole river back up, but I don't think that's a wise use of the water anyway. All right, priority. Oh, they're really chipping away at this. This is going to take a lot longer, only because this is such a far travel path. That, yeah, like I was saying, it actually kind of makes sense. Where would it make sense? I'm going to connect to the underground from here. Or from here. Because of how long it's taking to get there. It will actually speed up the project, and then I'll just backfill it with soil. Alright, that's enough bad water. Pause. And I'm going to lower the priority of this to high as well. So we can build the surface access sooner. Cheers! Oh, actually, I'm going to need one more dynamite. Or there we go. So I think it's pretty easy to see like how I intend to access the tunnel system here. Just blowing my way up. And then we'll fill it back. And because it's a lot shorter of a path, it's going to be tolerable. Because it's pretty dang intolerable the way it is now. And I'm going to leave this platform there on purpose, or I'm going to try to remember to leave it there. Because that platform obviously allows us to then stick soil back on top once we're done. It's crazy that they basically fully stopped blasting this section because it's lower priority. Oh. And I picked this spot because it's pretty close to the zipline station, so and it's also super close to the warehouse full of explosives, so it's not that bad to travel there. I'll even create a path to that explosive warehouse, too. So now this section should be easier to expand quickly. And at this point, I'm willing to guess... I might actually end the path here, because I'm willing to guess, yeah, all the trees are irrigated. So I don't really need to go any further. In fact, I really don't even need to go wider. For whatever reason. I'm kind of surprised, like, how effective it is without it having width here. So we'll end it like that. And now all the rest of the project is going to be for the other side of the river. And if I really wanted to min-max everything, which, you know, I kind of do for irrigation's sake, just for the funsies, is to then periodically add more soil to see, during long droughts, to see, oh, does it still irrigate or does it not? And these blueberries, Actually, you know what? Let's irrigate those blueberries anyway. So for those, I think that's all I would need to do. It's pretty effortless for the benefit. I probably can get it away with just like even smaller, just like that. I bet that would work. Or be close to all it requires. Trees near the end are dry. Yeah, that's interesting. That they weren't dry a second ago, and now they're dry? It seems so strange, like the rules. But what I'll do is I'll just tunnel longer. Again. Because they were green a moment ago. With that said, oak trees take a long time to dry out, so they're not, they're pretty low risk, because it's 15 days before they die. So it's not like they would disappear quickly within drought time. Why are you still... Alright, pause. What are they doing? Why aren't you blasting from here? Which is like so much closer to the city center. It's like this is 29 and this is 85. Why are you taking the 85 route, guys? Like I don't think you need to be a math genius to know that that's stupid. Hey, Bubba Bashug. Bubba Bashuttle. I can't help it. Thank you for the resub. Okay, 1 day left. And for this drought, we lost no crops. Because I wouldn't really consider these crops. The blueberries and the dandelions, honestly, are there for medicine, not crops. So yeah, we functionally lost 0 crops during this drought. Which is a pretty good accomplishment. And we're just trying to spread the aquatic cheer a little bit further. They got used to the old path, maybe? I mean, that's not how it works, but yeah, I got you. I mean, I did pause it, so now that they're not going to blast from this way. Because I thought it was a little crazy. And you can see the little blasting there is keeping everything above green. And that might be a good flex, just for fun, is to... I mean... It's a poor use of water, I will admit. But even during the worst of droughts, everything stays green anyway. I mean, I feel like I'm designing like Arizona here or something. But I think you know what I mean. Alright. Point... Okay, yep. All the elevation levels are set correctly. Cool. Well, now it's going to be really hard to tell whether our... Well, it looks like the blueberries are... Yeah, okay. The riverbed is dry, but the blueberries are blue. So this little section worked exactly, and it's all set. So this is the only section left. And, I guess I care more about the blasting than, like, not wasting planks. So I'm going to prioritize blasting. So how many builders we got? Let's put 8 builders in instead of 4. And that should speed things up a bit. Yep, it definitely speed things up a bit. Water flow is restricted, so it's backing off the side of the map. Where? The way this is set up is this at 95%, this is at 90%, so it fills this holding tank to 90%. And then it flows correctly to the west and east river and to the south river. So I don't see any issues myself. Oh, back over the source. I see what you mean. I don't actually see the water flowing, like, it's just not flowing back. You see what I'm saying? I understand your concern, but I don't actually functionally see it doing that. Because it looks like the flow rate's normal. Just, it's magic. But I totally understand your concern. I just don't think it works that way. It just doesn't. And I can't tell you why, it just doesn't. Stop giving me droughts, dude. Give me bad water. I've done all this bad water prep, but then you give me no bad water, it just hurts my feelings. It's like the specter of a disaster, but without the disaster. I did all this prep. Let me flex the prep, man. Whoa, boy. I looked away for a second, and they're like damn near done down here. At least for this connection. So, for this drought prep, the only thing that I really care about is that this tank tops up, which it seems like it is going to in time. And if I was worried, I could stop the flow west so the east gets more water, but I don't really see that will be a problem. This looks like it's going to hit 100% before drought time. Okay, unpause. And it's connected and flowing. So now this long loop is less long. We have a shorter path to get here. I actually truly don't hate this. Oh, okay, it's overflowing. But I don't hate this entryway. It sure is convenient. Our main water supply is, I'm going to say, 99% full. It has a little ways to go. I might want to force it just to make sure. So I'm going to raise this up to 100%, forcing the water the other way. Because this west aquifer is almost virtually worthless to us now. It serves nearly no purpose, as we have a badwater diverter and our irrigation water. So this is no longer irrigation water or badwater diverting. So it's just old project yet to be removed. And yeah, our watering hole is definitely full up. In fact, the flow rate is a bit of a problem. Let's change that back because it's yep. I saw that coming. I stopped it before it became catastrophic, but obviously, yeah, it's full. We good. And these enterprising beavers are nearly at the point where they're going to be irrigating the stuff above. Just a wee bit further, and they're all set. Yeah, this is like an auxiliary tank. That's a good way of putting it. I mean, it never hurts to have more water as long as it's not flooding your industry or houses or whatever. What is crazy is it only in the last third of a day did it fill up this part of the river, this downriver section. I'm surprised how long it took for this to overflow. It still hasn't even technically overflowed. That's how little water there was available between droughts. It was a very short drought window, cycle-wise. Because we're only on day 5, so we had 5 days of water after 23 days of drought, and then however long this drought's going to be. And this is where, like, the mega projects really come in handy, because if you weren't properly prepared, you'd be properly screwed. Yeah. So, at the end of this drought, we will have 50 of the last 55 days be drought. That's a lot of drought. Fortunately, we care not, because we have infrastructure aplenty. So let's push as fast as we can to finish this project so I can actually start to do sexier stuff. And by sexier, I mean well-being stuff. Variety of food is probably chief. Well, actually, I'll have you guys decide. What next project to undertake? So we could do aquatic crops. We could do monuments. We could do pastries. Or, let's say, wet fur Lido. Or Agora. Those are, or, I'll even consider, no, I'm going to hold off on, well, we could do carousel. So what next project for us beavers to undertake? All right, there you go. Polls up. Give you 5 minutes to vote on that while I finish the forestry irrigation. All right, I have 2 unemployed beavers right now. I think what I'm going to do is make a big push to gather the planks that are downed so we don't waste them, because I'm low on planks, or lower on planks. I haven't even calculated how deep this is. So this is at 15 and it goes down to 3? Or 2 in some sections? Good lord, that's a lot of water. So it's a, what was it, a 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's a 9 by 9 by 12 cylinder of water. Plus, you know, the underground irrigation parts, which obviously adds a significant amount of volume. Grave, thank you for the sub. Welcome. Okay. Our planks are basically topped up, so we're going to continue blasting. And looks to be pastries is the leading option. Leading choice. Noted. How's our well-being in terms of the other things? Not everyone's getting grilled chestnuts, so I might want to expand the grilled chestnut supply beyond the trees I have here. Noted. I think I'm going to make that change right now, actually. I'm going to rip up these trees. Now, resin seems fine. I don't think I need more pine, but more chestnuts and more maple may be required. And this blast path is nearly complete. It's a cool project. I hadn't ever really built... I prototyped it, but I hadn't ever really built a significant underwater or underground irrigation system. And I like it. It's neat. Tuss, come on. You keep pulling on that one corner. Sabotage via dog. Alright, if you haven't voted yet, feel free to vote. There is 1 minute left. I know you didn't get a front row seat to her eating the treats, but she moves around too much for there to be like a dog cam that would work, in my opinion. Unlike Yoda, Tusk is kind of antsy. So it's hard to tell exactly, because, like, I need the riverbeds to be dry. They will be dry eventually, right? We're already down to half water. But once the riverbeds are fully dry, I'll know whether this irrigation project needs to expand a little bit, or whether it's done. Oh, right. Yes. Slackers. Good catch. The water pumpers. A dog cam tracker. I always found those, like, webcams that, like, track you. Well, most of them, to be fair, have, like, facial tracking, and I'm not really sure they have dog tracking. But the facial tracking ones are, like, creepy, because they're, like, following you around. It's like those, concave, sculptures where, like, the eyes are painted in that makes it look like it, like, follows you around. Those things freak me out. It's like, why make that? I mean, I guess for horror reasons, but still. It's creepy as hell. There are pet tracking cams? Well, that's good to know. The other issue is Tusk doesn't enjoy being in here enough that I think it would be worth it. And it looks like pastries is going to be my next tackled task. So, let's talk about pastries real quick. It is going to be a grist mill. A grist mill will grind the wheat into flour, and then the bakery bakes the wheat into bread, and then the wheat maple syrup into pastries. I'm going to be making both bread and pastries, so I'm going to need at least one grist mill and 2 bakeries. And then while I'm at it, I might as well incorporate like beehives, just for funsies, and I'm going to also unlock the aquatic farmhouse too. I have the science. I have 70K science. I'm making a lot of science right now because I have a lot of people and not a lot of jobs, so they're just like making a whole bunch of science because I have nothing better for them to do at the moment. All right, all the way down. How are we doing here? We're almost done with this path. Cool. But of course, this has to finish first before we move to next priority. All right, River, you are at 25%. And I have like a crazy amount of badwater pumpers temporarily. Because we were low. I feel like I'm making an ant farm or something. How's our power? Almost completely full. So, no concern there. Got it. And badwater's full, so pause that. Nine injured, 4 open working slots. So yeah, I'll have to do something. I have none of my like typical industry running right now, just because we don't even need it. So like, why have it if you don't need it? There's nowhere to store it. Because we have a lot of planks, I'm going to switch the priorities around so that the stuff on the ground will be high and the blasting will be very high to do like a big surge of blasting, and then we'll sweep up all that remains. But I like it. It's weird as hell, but I like it. These interconnected irrigation paths. If you really want to go crazy, it would make more sense to like terraform the surface to set up the surface to exactly how you want to like, you know, lay it out. But I'm happy just working with the natural terrain. Oh, and there we go. We have lost terrestrial water, the riverbed water. So you can see what isn't irrigated. So there's a little section here, little section there, and the trees down there. And as things blast, that will change. In fact, from the looks of it, it looks like a lot of this won't even be necessary. Yeah, it's a pretty cool tunnel project. I mean, it's a little boring. Pun intended. But it works. I think we just need like a... That will probably get the remainder of the oak trees down there irrigated. Because I think it's a width issue at this point, not a supply issue. I wonder what my water level's at. I think it's just dipping below 100% for the tunnels, because I can kind of see the water like coming in and out. And that is confirmed looking over here. It looks to be just below 100%, which is fine. I could adjust the flow rate if it's an issue. I don't think it's an issue yet. So as far as I can tell on the surface, yep, it all seems irrigated. So no changes needed there. That's pretty cool. And we are slowly chipping away at the oak trees. It's weird to be like destroying oak trees, but we need to destroy the oak trees to free up more chestnuts and maples. Because we need chestnuts and maples for the well, not chestnuts, but we need maples for the pastry goal that you had voted on, which will be taking priority in just a minute. We're almost done. All right. According to the game, I'm completely out of planks, but that's just not true. They're just sitting down here waiting to be scooped up by haulers. So I know we're not going to do any blasting until the planks get stacked. And then with that in mind, I'm also going to get rid of the temporary stockpiles here. This stuff's going to get popped, because we no longer need to expand these subterranean systems, so I don't need temporary storage, because that was always going to be temporary anyway. Alright, as far as I can tell, the oaks should be fine now. And they are. And it's fine over here. Good! Irrigation! Done. Done, done, done. And now it kind of looks like magic, to be honest. If you're looking at the colony like this, the green here looks like magic, because it's all underground. Being fed from here. Well, technically, not yet being fed from there, but here we go. Flow rate, let's say maybe a 0.15. The last thing I want to do to this thing is to actually figure out water level. So I'm going to install a... I'm going to do it... right here. I'm going to put a depth marker there. So I can actually figure out, like, what's going on in terms of flow rates. So I can set up the throttling valve correctly. So now, blast it down. Oops, no, blast it down. Where'd that debris go? I got shoved to the surface? Oh, yeah, it did. Yep, just a little bit of teleportation, no big deal. Alright, now with that a lot lower, I should be able to put in a stream gauge here. Was that too low? Hang on a minute, that might be 1 unit too low. So, to work on the next project, we are going to want to put in some grist mills. So, I'll probably eventually want more than one grist mill. Meaning maybe putting in 2 here. 1 and 2. Possibly with like space in the middle. Because we're going to eventually want to mill cattail and wheat. Because both are needed. Where we just do... I'm going to keep doing small warehouses. I get that they're like inefficient. But to repeat myself forever, I don't care. And in here, we're going to put wheat flour. Actually, I'll do the cattail flour there. Cattail flour. I am blind. There it is. And then wheat flour. And we'll get that built. And in building that, we're going to need to make more like logs, planks, gears, stuff like that. All right, and that got filled in. So is this the correct... Nope. I was right the first time. I need to blast it back down again. Oh, God. Up, down, up, down, up, down. This is pretty easy to figure out the depth. All right, current priority is make bread and pastries. Do the mills need power? They will. And we'll do that in just a minute. Oh, well that doesn't tell me much. Dang it. Do I need to blast up? Yeah, I do. Okay. I'm gonna fiddle with this until it's done. So what I need to do is to nuke that tile. How do we even get there? Because unfortunately it's like right underneath... Yeah, okay, I'm not going to place it here. I'm going to fill this back in. And place it where I can blast from the top. Because I don't want to remove the giant dirt pile. That would be really annoying. Alright, so as you noted, this does require power. And I'll be... So pause for a moment. So the recipe on this here will be wheat flour, and the recipe here will be cattail flour, but I don't want to employ anyone there just yet. And then we need to empower this. So what I was thinking of doing is replacing here, oops, I didn't mean to get rid of the rebel, with vertical power. At least in this spot. Just like that. And then do something like that over here as well. Where this pathway is. Because we're also going to want to store cattails around this thing, because this is for cattail flour, and then we're going to want to store wheat around this thing, because that's for wheat flour. So, we'll do a small warehouse of cattails, and then the vertical power can be here. Will that work? Yeah, okay, that does work. Good. Alright, so here will be cattails. We don't have any cattail roots. And pausing that for now. And then the storage here for... Actually, if this is cattail flour, I'm going to do this as... Oh no, this should be cattail flour, sorry. Cattail flour here. This I'm going to have be wheat. And I'm going to stockpile a lot of wheat... a lot of flour. So I'm going to do a medium warehouse... here, and put just and start amassing wheat. Because it doesn't hurt to have a giant stockpile of wheat, because wheat produces 2 different food types. Why not put the stream gauge near the stairs, near the impermeable grate? I mean, there's a bunch of different places that I could place it. I'm gonna just... At this point, I'm just making the decision myself. Rather than... you know, because I have no feedback. I'm just gonna blast here, and that will do just fine. That was my intention at this point. Just plop it right there next to the dirt stockpile. I just wanted to do the dirt fill. Because if I have the stream gauge here, that's all it needs to be. Sticking out of the ground, and I can see how high it is. And I don't have to actually go underground for it, which is kind of nice. So right now it's at 82%. And I can track the changes over time to know the flow rate. So if the depth goes down over time, I know I need to increase the flow rate. But actually 0.15 seems to be pretty good. I mean, it's less than 1, so I know it's lower than it should be. So let's increase it up to 0.8, 1.8. Yeah, that seems to be going up. Okay, that might be too much. So 1.7 or 1.6? Do 1.6. 1.6 and see if that like levels off. It doesn't need to be perfect again, and if it like slightly overflows, maybe that's good. But now that that's done, we can start working on milling. So at least for right now, I think what I'll do is, where's my other flour storage? Sunflower seeds, carrots. Do I even have any other wheat stored? Is it just in the farmhouses? 50... No, I have wheat somewhere. Okay, let's click this button. That button. Oh, here's my wheat. So, empty warehouse, 2 other warehouses. There we go. And then I'll also temporarily mill this stuff too out of wheat. Just to be able to build up our wheat flour stockpile. Hey, Tallpal, thank you for the cheer. And this warehouse can be something else. At some point. Like maybe grilled potatoes? I don't even think I have a stockpile for grilled potatoes around here. So yeah, that could be the grilled potatoes, I suppose. To have a giant stockpile of ready-to-eat potatoes. Because that's something we don't really have a lot of. Thank you for tuning in to Timberborn 1.0, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow beavers.